Um, so, are you now going to take the 3? Where are you going in the structure here?
So I used that example that you gave me,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like quite sure when I was doing it whether or not I was doing it right. So I wanted to go through this with you first, and then from there go on to giving you more stuff, and then doing it the right way rather than giving you stuff that was wrong.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking about structure here. No, I think you're all right there. And if we're going to go into Goodfellas,
then I was going to do Donnie Brasco and then The Departed.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Right, but I think you're underselling your idea by talking about you see, if I look at this paragraph here, he commits some really gruesome and horrific crimes. The audience still want him to succeed, but it's not about being undercover here. This is like about the narrative of Goodfellas. It's not about the concept of, so characters commit terrible crimes, but you still think they're okay. I mean, even the terrifying other character,
Pesky.
Yeah, Joe Pesky's character, you kind of like him because he's funny, but he is terrifying. But that isn't you. So you could say that about him, Pesky, and he's not undercover. But you're writing about being undercover. Yeah.
So you talk about how
you
don't want him.
So instead of talking about that, I would talk about. Do you remember the? I would use this as an item, and I would talk about
the window so we can.
So
that's a good one.
You know that?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about here, I would be saying something more along the lines that it's not about the characters are true or it's realistic. Actually, it's a very stylistic and stylized version of it. But lying at the heart of it is this idea that this guy is potentially is a gangster who's trying to get all the way in. Everybody's trying to get as deeply into it as possible, and then he's trying to get out of it without and surviving. And so if you like, that's the kind of who's the other guy who thinks he's going to be made and then gets killed.
That was Joe Pesky's character.
Is it?
Yeah.
He gets killed when he just turns up and then they roll the carpet up or whatever and take him out. So you could say, that story arc, that narrative arc is the one that we expect Henry Hill to be following, which is, can you get to the middle of it? Can you be a made man? Okay. And when he sees what happens to whoever, he starts to reverse out of it. Okay. And Scorsese uses the tension created by the idea that, actually, where you might end up, these people are very, very dangerous to create the suspense. And he uses stylistic, technical elements in order to create tension and to show this, including the vertigo shot he uses in the cafe scene.
He hadn't touched a thing.
Where the background
on the surface, of course, everything was supposed to be fine.
As the using the dolly zoom as the two characters remain within focus.
Jimmy was trying
this suggests, or for an audience, this conveys how Henry Hill's world is being bent out of shape, or how how excruciating the tension is for him, or how when Hitchcock uses it in Vertigo, he's trying to make us feel the vertigo that Scotty feels.
Yeah.
That same shot. He's trying to get the audience to go, whoa! And Scorsese is using that technique to get the audience to do the same thing, which is to think, this is a bit unpleasant for me. I'm going out of focus here. I'm not enjoying this so much. To try and most directly get an emotional response from the audience.
Okay.
To say, this is not, he's just not sitting, he's not just sitting in a cafe here. Things are really unstable here. I'm saying this in quite an informal way, but do you know what I mean?
No, I get you.
That you can point to a technical thing like that and say, okay, here's what one director does when he's got a character undercover to enhance the effect of it on an audience, a technical thing. Yeah, so I would put that in there, I think. Okay, let's have a look at the catalogue. And then we'll just talk about, generally speaking, where you might go from here. And here again, no quotation marks, but italics, it's a title, yeah. And put the years in here, whatever it is, can't remember. Yeah. Right, I chose this because I selected this item because we've got to get something from here. Okay, and this is going to be the absolute clincher for you, but I couldn't get. It took so long to download. It's some. Oh, it's in Polish. Oh, not all of it. So we need to find. You need a quotation from here. Yeah. This. Okay, so. And it could be something like. Undercover films provide specific ideological strategies for considering the specific ideological tension. I don't think that means anything at all, but it's good quotation.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's fancy. It's just. It's kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's fancy nonsense.
Okay, cool.
So we can use it. Let me just see if I can identify somewhere in here. Oh no, we're going to run out of time. "13 seconds.